Today is 11th June, Wednesday. I am Pampa Kuchlan, a member of Hosla, a senior citizen care startup organization, reading news from Hosla Radio. Cape Canaveral, Florida. SpaceX early Wednesday morning called off the Axiom 4 launch owing to a snag it has been unable to fix in the Falcon 9 rocket. The Elon Musk firm had earlier on Monday said that the issue could be fixed before the launch scheduled for 5:30 p.m. on June 11. Late Tuesday night Eastern Time, the firm said standing down from tomorrow's Falcon 9 launch of AX4 to the International Space Station to allow additional time for SpaceX teams to repair the liquid oxygen leak identified during post-static fire booster inspections. Once complete and pending range availability, we will share a new launch. Arambai Tengal lifts shutdown in Manipur, seeks its leaders release. The Arambai Tengal, at an armed Meitei radical group in Manipur, has withdrawn the 10-day shutdown it had called to protest the June 7 arrest of its senior leader Assem Kanan Singh. Announcing the withdrawal of the shutdown on Tuesday, AT spokesperson Robin Mangang said the group had heeded public appeals to take the decision. We decided to suspend the shutdown to lessen the inconvenience faced by the people across the valley, he told the journalist in the state's capital, Imphal. However, he said the group will continue with democratic forms of agitation until their leader is released unconditionally. He said, our group was formed as an unarmed socio-cultural organization to preserve and promote the culture and tradition of Manipur. Circumstances forced us to take up arms. Earlier, Manipur government officials stated that Mr. Kanan Singh, who was dismissed from his position as a head constable in the Manipur police, had been arrested in connection with a 2020 arms smuggling case. India's population hits 1.46 billion. India's population is estimated to reach 1.46 billion in 2025, continuing to be the highest in the world, according to a new UN demographic report, which also revealed the country's total fertility rate has fallen below the replacement rate. According to UNFPA's 2025 State of World Population Report, the real fertility crisis calls for a shift from panic over falling fertility to addressing unmet reproductive goals. PM Modi meets members of all party delegations. June 20, 2025, New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday evening met members of multi-party delegations who had travelled to world capitals to convey India's strong stand against Pakistan-linked terrorism following Operation Sindoor. Members shared their experience with the Prime Minister, with the central government having already praised the work of the 7 delegations comprising over 50 persons, mostly current MPs, former parliamentarians and ex-diplomats were also part of these delegations that visited 33 foreign capitals and European Union. According to those present at the meeting, Mr. Modi spoke individually and in groups with the members of the multi-party delegations and asserted that the success of the delegations should lead to a better operationalization of inter-parliamentary friendship forums existing between India and other countries to do more for the country. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has already met the delegations and lauded their efforts in conveying India's strong stand against Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. External Affairs Minister has said that Indian strikes on the 8 Pakistani air bases on May 10 was the turning point in the conflict last month, forcing Islamabad to sue for peace. He said, effectively suggesting again that there was no third-party mediation, contrary to US President Donald Trump's claims. Wife among 4 accused in chilling Meghalaya murder. In a sensational case that has shocked the nation, the Meghalaya police on Monday claimed to have cracked the murder case of Indore resident Raja Raghuvanshi with the arrest of 4 people, including the victim's wife, after 7 days of finding his body. Raja, who was on his honeymoon with his wife Sonam in the picturesque hills of Meghalaya, was allegedly murdered in a cold-blooded plot allegedly orchestrated by his spouse. The case, initially a missing persons mystery, took a sinister turn when Raja's body was found on June 2 in a gorge near Wesa Dung Falls, a popular trekking destination near Cherrapunji. The couple, who had married on May 11, was reported missing on May 24 after their rented scooter was discovered abandoned along the Shillong-Shohra road. Local villagers and guides last saw them a day earlier on May 23 when they left their homestay in Nongriyat accompanied by 3 unfamiliar men. As part of special investigation team probe, police scoured the region and recovered Raja's blood-stained clothes, a raincoat, and a weapon near the site. The mounting evidence indicated foul play and prompted Meghalaya police extend their investigation across state lines. What followed was a swift multi-state operation. Within 3 days, 3 men allegedly hired to carry out the murder were arrested in Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. In a dramatic twist, Sonam Raghuvanshi surrendered at a police station in Ghazipur, Uttar Pradesh. She is believed to have planned the murder and hired the assailants in advance in their honeymoon, making it a meticulously executed conspiracy, according to senior police officials. The case has drawn national attention not just for the brutal betrayal but also for the Meghalaya police's swift and coordinated response. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma praised the force for timely arrests and professional conduct, calling it a major breakthrough. Singapore cargo ship catches fire off Kerala. A Singapore-flagged container vessel MV1 High 503 caught fire in the Arabian Sea off the coast of Kozhikode on Monday. The incident was reported when the vessel was approximately 78 nautical miles off Baipur. Reports indicate the vessel was carrying highly flammable cargo. The fire, reportedly triggered by multiple explosions, caused about 20 containers to fall into the sea. The vessel had 22 crew members on board, most of them Taiwanese nationals. Of the 22 people on board, 18 jumped into the sea. They have been rescued by the Navy. 4 are reported missing who went for initial firefighting. 5 crew members have suffered injuries and 2 have sustained severe burns. The Indian Coast Guard deployed assets for immediate assessment and assistance. 4 ICG ships were diverted to the scene, and Indian Navy assets have also been mobilized. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has directed the Kozhikode and Ernakulam district administrations to prepare for medical support if crew members are brought ashore. The ship is currently out of control. The Navy says efforts are being made to extinguish the fire on the ship. India has passed on the information to the Singapore shipping authorities. India's extreme poverty rate declines. Data from the World Bank shows that India's extreme poverty rate declined from 27.1% in 2011-12 to 5.3% in 2022-23. The development comes as the World Bank has revised upwards its threshold poverty line to $3 per day. India has lifted 171 million people from extreme poverty in the decade between 2011-12 and 2022-23 as per the International Financial Institution. In contrast, nearly 45% of Pakistan's population lives in poverty, with 16.5% classified as living in extreme poverty as per the report. The World Bank's latest projections indicate that Pakistan's poverty rate remains at 42.4%, with an estimated 1.9 million additional people expected to fall into poverty in 2024-25. The country's 2.6% economic growth is also deemed insufficient to reduce poverty. Pakistan ramps up defense spending. 10th June 2025. Pakistan has announced a major boost to defense spending in its new budget just weeks after coming to the brink of a fifth war with arch-rival India. The budget for the fiscal year 2025-26 announced by the government on Tuesday ramps up defense spending to 2.55 trillion rupees, $9 billion, up to 20% from the current fiscal year, which ends this month. The hike in defense expenditure comes amid a cut in overall spending, which is shrinking by 7% to 17.57 trillion rupees, $62 billion. China thanks India for rescuing crew on board. China's embassy in India spokesperson Eugene on Tuesday expressed gratitude to the Indian Navy and the Mumbai Coast Guard for their prompt and professional rescue of its crew members on board the Singapore flagged container ship MV1 High 503, which encountered an onboard explosion and fire 42 nautical miles from Kerala's Kajikal. According to Indian Navy, the vessel carried 22 crew members including 8 Chinese, 6 Taiwanese, 5 Myanmarese and 3 Indonesian nationals. Following the explosion, the escalation of the fire, the crew abandoned the ship. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson wished for successful search operations and speedy recovery for injured crew members. Chenab Bridge Project. Madhavi Latha, who has been involved with the Chenab Bridge for 17 years, spoke about the headlines that described her as the woman behind the mission. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Chenab Bridge in Jammu and Kashmir, the world's highest railway arch bridge, last Friday. As the nation celebrated the feat, Professor G. Madhavilatha, a long-time contributor, credited thousands of unsung heroes and urged people not to make her unnecessarily famous. She said, "I am one of the thousands who deserve appreciation for Chenab Bridge." Currently attending a conference in Spain, the professor from Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, thanked those who sent congratulatory messages. Many fathers have written to me saying that they want their daughters to become like me. Many young kids have written to me that they now want to take up civil engineering as their career choice, she said. Standing 359 meters above the Chenab River, the bridge rises 35 meters taller than the Eiffel Tower. Indian Railways built it at a cost of rupees 1,486 crore, making it the tallest railway arch bridge in the world. Engineers expect the bridge to significantly boost connectivity in the Kashmir Valley, calling it a once-in-a-lifetime project. Some international news. US President Donald Trump has said he may invoke the Insurrection Act, a rarely used law that allows for active duty military deployment on US soil amid ongoing protests in Los Angeles over mass immigration arrests. The law, rooted in legislation from 1807, allows the president to bypass the Pues Comitatus Act, which bars the military from engaging in domestic law enforcement. Elon Musk flips on attacks against Donald Trump. From mudslinging to regretting. Days after bowing out of his role as one of Donald Trump's closest advisors, Elon Musk hammered the tax cuts and spending mega bills as a disgusting abomination, marking the beginning of long feud between the two. After nearly a week of mudslinging and online sparring, Elon Musk has backtracked on his attacks against Donald Trump, softening his stance on the United States president, hinting at a possible truce and reconciliations between the two. In a post on X, Elon Musk admitted that some of his remarks about Donald Trump went too far. Now about COVID-19 cases in our country. India has continued to witness a rise in the COVID-19 cases, with the total climbing over 6,800 in the latest 24-hour cycle, with Karnataka and Gujarat reporting as many as 120 infections in a day. 3 persons also succumbed to the COVID-19 infection, according to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. While officials have not yet indicated a return to widespread restrictions, the citizens have been urged to remain cautious, follow hygiene protocols, and consider mask usage in crowded and enclosed spaces. A good news at the end. June 10, 2025. A farmer in Karnal, Haryana has successfully cultivated heat-tolerant apple varieties on 1.5 acres of land. Narendra Chauhan's 5-year-old orchard is now thriving, with improving yields and growing profits. Chauhan is encouraging other farmers to switch from traditional paddy and wheat cultivation to apple farming, claiming that after 5 years each tree can yield 70 to 80 kilograms of apples. We are all being inspired in our activities whenever such news touch our heart. Concluding here today, best wishes to you all. Namaskar.